Don't mind me. This way, hurry.
Okay, let's go.
Move.
Still don't have a weapon, so we're basically on rails trying to get to the destination here.
That is not good. What are you waiting for? Get over here.
Come on!
Jump! Hey,
You all right?
let's go.
Okay. Wow.
Amazing, ain't it? Just look at this gate. It's like nature meant for us to build a stair right here.
Stara. I like it.
The rest of the Fifth are already here. You're the last to arrive.
Okay, set him down here. Take it
I'll
nice
need to
and...
tape up your shoulder. Hold still for a bit.
Hey, you guys made it!
Be right back. You're alive.
Had it rough, huh? When we couldn't find you two, we were starting to sweat bullets.
You scared us. We were talking about going out to look for you.
All's well that ends well.
Hey, we need a hand!
Sorry.
Come on.
Catch you later.
This here's our trade yard. I guess the name says it all.
Look at all the people. The stuff.
Incredible, right? We've got it all here. We've got hunters to do all the exploring, scholars to do the research, technicians to keep them going. This place is the beating heart of the Commission. Wait here a sec. Commander, I found him.
Welcome to Astera.
Okay, now that we're in the main hub of the game proper, this is where the game sort of introduces you to your main location. This is the commander. Not all of the dialogue is voiced. It's mostly just in cutscene. So what I'll do is, I don't think I'm going to narrate everything since there's a lot.
Your reputations precede you. Well, off you go.
Okay, I'll give you the grand tour. Let's start by looking for your palico. This is our stockpile. They carry most of the basic necessities.
You should drop by later to see what they have.
Next is the smithy. It's this way. Over here.
As I'm sort of pathing to these different destinations, the game won't let me run.
You're with the Commission's 5th Fleet, right? The old man in charge, my grandfather, was with the first. That was a long time ago. Me? I'm not with any fleet. Born and bred right here. Never even been to the old world. Here's our smithy. This is where you can craft weapons and armor. You'll be here a lot.
Wow! Look at this place. Want to check it out?
This particular area is where all of the gear
Here.
upgrades and forging happens.
Want to get going?
The canteen? I am so there.
Over here. This here's our canteen.
Hey, over there. Hey, you! Aw.
Yeah, nice to see you too.
I knew you'd pull through.
Right. They're calling for a council. Come on.
Yeah.
Now that you are all here, let us begin council. After tracking a migrating elder dragon across the sea, the 5th Fleet have finally arrived in Astera. Give them a warm welcome. They're a fine group, worthy comrades who will help see the Research Commission's long efforts finally rewarded. Would you like to say a few words?
Thank you, sir. We're ready to roll up our sleeves and get our hands dirty.
This here is the Commission's core team. You should all get to know each other.
Looking forward to it.
Now, down to business. The latest monster to make the Elder Crossing is known as Zora Magdaros. A huge monster with a mountain of fire upon its back. The Research Commission's job is to discover exactly why the Elder Dragons are migrating to the New World.
Elder dragons have been with us since the dawn of time, altering the ecosystem, reshaping the land, leaving disaster in their wake.
That super swole palico in the back is the chef, and he is awesome.
Once every decade or so, they flock to this continent. But for what reason?
With the Fifth's help, we will find the missing link.
Here, here.
Now we're talking!
Hunters, for the time being, I need you to focus on investigating our Jagras problem and securing Astera. Start by investigating the Jagras' habitat. Find out what makes them tick, and we'll go from there.
Right. We're on it, sir.
Everyone else, you know the drill. Make sure these hunters have everything they need.
Now we're talking!
You two, make it a priority to learn how we do things around here. You'll find good teachers, so don't be afraid to ask.
You heard him. Stick with me and you'll have no problems.
The Fifth's banner promises a change in the wind. It's your job to fulfill that promise. All right, dismissed.
Over here.
Alright, now I can run finally. This area designated my room. Basically personal quarters for you and your cat. This is where you can gear up, look at items, and most importantly go to the training area, which we will do now.
We've placed some basic gear for you in that equipment box. Make sure to choose a weapon that suits you.
think for this particular playthrough, I was thinking a bit about what weapon I wanted to use this time around. On my PS4 save, I went Gunlance main for that one. I did Gunlance main, heavy bowgun, secondary, and I messed around a little bit with the dual blades, a little bit with the longsword, and some of the bow. So rather than do the exact same thing again, for the PC run, I am going to start off with something different. I'm going to go Greatsword, and if my friend Frost is watching this video, then this one's for you, buddy. I don't have a ton of experience with Greatsword in this game, but I've run it in previous Monster Hunter versions, so it'll be interesting learning how mechanics in this one work. What I'll do is I'll go into the training area and explain a little bit about the weapon basics.
Once you're ready, head to the canteen. I'll be there waiting with a quest.
You can get more familiar with your weapons at the training area. Just talk to the housekeeper to get started.
Okay. Housekeeper. You can change different settings in your personal quarters here, talking to the housekeeper. And talking to the housekeeper also lets you go to the training area. So we will do that. I realize the basic intro to Monster Hunter World is a little bit slow as the game sort of introduces you to everything, goes to the opening cutscenes. Once we actually get to the quest system proper, then things will pick up a little bit.
Okay, let's run through the hunting basics. First, ready your weapon.
Okay, by hitting Y or square. Triangle?
The great sword is a powerful close-range weapon. Though attacks leave you wide open, the payoff is well worth it.
Triangle draws the weapon. Hitting square sheaths it. And one thing I'm going to have to remember, which is unique to Monster Hunter World, if you hit R1 to run, you automatically sheath your weapon and put it away. But the name of the game with the Greatsword, as the field commander guy said, it's a big, heavy weapon, and it's meant for direct precision strikes. It's not meant for really rapid combo type attacks. So what I'll do is I'll sort of go through the basics that I know for the Greatsword, explore the combos a little bit, and then we'll move on. If you're watching this video and you've never played Monster Hunter World or any Monster Hunter game, there's a lot of community resources that do a good job of breaking down how the gameplay mechanics and different weapons in the game work. I recommend checking out Gaijin Hunter or Eric's videos. They get in pretty good detail and in depth on how to use the different weapons and how to do the different combos. So rather than try and cover a lot of that here, I'll just refer to the subject matter experts, and maybe I can link some of their tutorials in the descriptions for the video too. But if we run, and this big post here is sort of our training dummy. If we hold triangle as we draw, we go straight from sheath position to a charge position. And there's 3 levels of charge. The third phase of the charge is the most important. If we charge up and release on that third hit, we do 42. If we overcharge it, I believe it downgrades it to level 2. Let's see. One, 2, 3. Yeah. It only does 30. 1, 2, 3. is 40. No charge is 31. 49. I wonder if it's because I'm getting a critical hit on those. What's my affinity with this? Oh. Could be wrong, but it's also possible that the great sword's hit zones also determine what affects the damage done. Hitting with the bulk of the blade versus the tip or the side, there's a sweet spot, if I remember correctly. There was in previous games. A part of the challenge of great sword is positioning. Hitting the sweet spot to maximize damage. In addition to the charge swings, if we hit circle, there's a sweeping slash, sort of a crowd clearing move. If we hit circle again, we go into the tackle. The shoulder tackle is probably the most important move for the greatsword. We'll cover that in a sec. Also, you see me rolling every time I do an attack with the greatsword. If you do a swing and wait for the animation to finish, the character sort of pulls the weapon up out of the ground and you get longer recovery. But if you do a swing and then hit X to dodge right after, you cancel the last bit of the animation and you roll out of it faster. Roll canceling is really important for this particular weapon because it speeds up your reaction time. If we hit triangle and circle at the same time, we get a rising slash, which is good for hitting things high up. We can treat this one just like all the other ones and roll cancel it to get out of it faster. And let's see. I wonder if the slap is still here. Yeah. If we go over the top, the overhead slash with triangle, and hit another triangle, you get the side blow. It's a quick little slap. Now, the tackle move. This move allows you to use your shoulder like a battering ram, and it gives you super armor, meaning you won't take stagger damage if you time it correctly. In addition to that, if you were to do a charge move and then do the shoulder tackle, it upgrades the power of your charge. Now, one thing I didn't demonstrate from just base standing state is the true charge, which is a big secondary charge. And the way you do that is after you drop one charge, if you hit back on the stick, left stick, and triangle, you go into the strong charge slash, they call it this. And that's useful for piling the damage on, assuming you have a window to drop it on the enemy. And it's very useful for chaining hits and doing a ton of damage all at once. The trick is you're basically stuck in one place, so you have to time it really carefully with this weapon. You can't get greedy, otherwise you'll be stuck and defenseless and the enemy will step all over you. But using the shoulder tackle, if we go into the charge, and then we hit B or circle to charge it again, what it did was allow us to go from steady charging state straight into the true charge, what they call upgrading your charge. And that's the true charge, which is a third one. So normally hopefully I'm explaining this simply enough. The hierarchy goes regular charge, strong charge, and then true charge. 116 damage. So if you have an opening, a big enough opening, and you do all 3 of those at once, you'll do a ton of damage to the target. With the addition of the tackle, you don't have to wait through all of those charges. Instead, you can go straight to the true just by using the shoulder tackle. It's incredibly useful. Between the fact that it can power up each state of the charge and it has armor, it basically makes the greatsword the most powerful bulldozer type move in the game, or weapon in the game. And it's going to be interesting learning how to do that effectively, and considering I didn't play with this weapon at all in the PS4 version.